Oh, hello and welcome people back to Let's Play Harry Potter 2 for the PC. This this section is quite interesting. We have to play as Harry Tran. This music is wonderful. We have to play as Harry as Goyle, and interestingly enough, they did actually edit all of the spells.
Neat. And the
And
grunts.
they, yeah, some of the grunts I would have been happier if they didn't.
Would have been funnier.
Yeah, which is actually what happened in the PS1 version of this game.
Pure blood.
Stop in midair to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Slytherins have some really elaborate measures of coming to their house every day. I'm just saying that. And here I'm wondering if I can initiate it further in order to find some kind of a secret or something. But
Nope.
that's not the case.
I
Nope.
mean, there's also, Slytherin House is also in the dungeon. So, there's that.
Yeah. I mean, it is a dungeon. But
This is precious.
you'll find you'll see what I mean by just absolutely ridiculous measures of just getting around there. Oh, and also there's something very weird about this model. I believe because it's a little bit taller than Harry normally is, sometimes your ridicule, like your crosshairs for casting spells, lock onto Harry instead of the actual target.
Or maybe Goyle is just that dumb.
Yeah, that would be that would actually be very crafty, but as it
Yeah.
stands, sometimes you'll just happen to not be able to lock onto things because it's stopping on top of his head.
Fantastic.
And that one gets a smack for the road.
No wonder nobody likes Slytherin.
I mean, the only way they could have made it worse is if there was some additional bureaucracy you had to do on the way. And this is the stupidest architecture I have ever seen.
Have fun, Goyle.
Basically, you'll see it's quite precious.
That made me think.
Uh huh.
What if, while traversing this place, you had to constantly talk to robots in order to get the law changed so that way you could legally progress through this entire place?
Well, yes, that's what I meant by bureaucracy.
I'm glad we thought along the same wavelength. No one else is gonna get that, though.
No, goddamn robots and their rules and standing in the actual lines. Who
And getting
does
sent to
that?
jail only to get breaking out by a giant.
And here I'm just kind of messing around because I wasn't like. Here's the thing, I think sound effects are, yeah, sound effects are actually part of the your voice clips are part of the sound effects.
Yeah.
So see, here's the problem. it doesn't stay glued to it because there isn't ectoplasm. Because that is just the best way to design your to design your dungeon.
Further
Just
proof
have
that Hogwarts
architect.
sucks.
Remember
Him
how I
climbing is
meant?
amazing.
I remember how I mentioned that there were some sound effects I wish they hadn't replaced.
That one can stay. That one's great.
We're pretty far up in the bronze card collection. And by the end of this entire session that I've done, I'm actually almost completely done with all of the cards that I can collect up until this point. And here I'm just kind of going through the cards because well, I didn't remember if I shown all of them or if they actually keep in the same order. Because if you look at the numbers, they're not chronological. 47 was right next to 37. So yeah. Yeah, it is very odd. But those cards are one of the few assets that are actually like reused across all versions. And even in later or earlier games. And it was also funny, I think I mentioned before how I play when I played this game when I was little. So yeah, they have a fucking machine that distributes ectoplasm, so the bridge would hold together.
Yeah, don't you?
Well, no, because my landlord is very stingy.
This is true. Quick, break him again.
Well, of course.
Now no one can come back.
Well, me neither. But I think I mentioned it before, but the resolution of those cards, and actually resolution of pretty much everything that's 2D, except for your life bars and things like the beans, is affected by your screen resolution. So like all of the assets just get really, really tiny.
Pause it.
Yeah, pause it. Yes, that so totally hit. But yeah, what I was saying before we had this brief interruption, when I was little and played this game, the cards would actually cover the entire screen. Interestingly enough.
Huh.
Yeah, because like they are just as big. And here I got a little bit too brave. And here we cut away because we don't need to see it. We don't need to see that again. And we cut back to when I'm not quite so brave.
You can make that jump. You can do it. Jump across that huge gap. Do it.
I'm pretty sure you actually can. Hello, Mora. I think there is like a card somewhere around here or something. The rewards you get here aren't spectacular. Probably because it's another one of those locations that you can't visit any like once you leave this place. You know, it would be kind of mean, really.
You know.
Oh, God, that sound effect.
It's the best. I want a copy of that sound effect by itself. Record it for me.
I can do that. I have a lot of samples for that. But yeah, here I also discover something interesting about the whole about the way Lumos works. Because like earlier I was never 100% certain whether or not I need to actually touch the thing or be close to it when, like when it gets revealed, in order to actually, for it to actually stay unlocked. It turns out that you just need to hear the sound effect of it appearing. Yeah, which is pretty nice, because I wasn't certain if I needed to be able to reach the place before it disappears. I knew that I didn't need to actually enter it before your light disappears, but I wasn't sure if I needed to be like within seeing distance of it. And also everything kind of has a different trigger to it. Like some of them you need to get close to, some of them you need to see. For some of them you just need to be in the same room. It's all kind of predetermined by the game. God damn it.
What?
I love those
moving on.
one-frame animations.
Yes.
And so now we're in Slytherin. And so there is one thing that you should unlock before you do anything. There are a few secrets around here, and it's best to uncover them before you meet up with Malfoy. Now, where Malfoy actually is well hard to guess. But they do give you a little bit of a leeway even after you find him, before you have to leave. It's not, but there are some things that you won't be able to get once once you meet him.
You're also doing the Slytherins a big favor. You're cleaning up your freaking house for them. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that's never gonna get old. Fantastic.
And so I have to
Oil is now
climb
my
it for the
favorite character.
third. I have to climb it for the third time to get this goddamn card. But no, sadly, even though we can reach it, we can't climb up on that thing.
Goyle is the best.
There's something different about you, Goyle. You don't look so cruel and stupid.
That's a nice thing to say.
It's good to see all Slytherins are evil.
This is our
Of course. And of course, as per usual, you have to molest everything with your magic wand,
Of course.
before you are ready to move on.
What's the hurry, Goyle?
God damn it, they're all such assholes.
Every Slytherin is evil. Why
And
did I
here's
hear
another
water
card.
pouring out when there was no water?
Magic.
Okay.
Serial goblin killer.
Fucking racist.
Yeah, actually,
Oh, it's you, Goyle. You don't seem
that's
yourself
like
today.
one nice person. But yeah, in this universe, goblins aren't actually monsters. That's the funniest part.
Yeah, so that guy's a monster.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there are 3 cards around here. I don't remember if there are more.
Has a new card combination been unlocked yet?
Well, it may just be a coincidence, or not.
This has nothing to do with the new card combination that has been unlocked.
Oh. Even statues in Slytherin are assholes.
Everything is evil in Slytherin.
I mean, like,
Everything.
the other one would give me candy when I tried to destroy it, and this one throws spiders.
I know, right?
Malfoy's looking for you. You'll just have to look around.
That's very helpful.
Thanks. Jeez.
But yeah, on that table right over there, there are things, a few things to pick up. More ingredients for our I'm never going to die in this game potion. Now what I find really funny is that it's actually very easy to find the more expensive piece of the ingredient
What's the
for this
hurry,
potion.
Goyle? Malfoy's looking for you.
Uh-huh.
You'll just have to look around.
But not the cheaper one.
You're just a second-year student. I don't have time to talk to second years.
The House Cup belongs to
Wow.
Slytherin by right.
Oh.
Gryffindor won't rob us of it this year.
It's like they instinctively know that I am Harry, so they're channeling their hate towards me. And here I wasn't
I think
exactly
they're just
sure.
channeling their hate in general.
Hmm.
There you are, Goyle. I've been looking all over for you. Come on, follow me. You know, Goyle, I suppose Dumbledore's trying to hush up all these attacks. He'll be sacked if they don't stop soon. And as for St. Potter, he's another one with no proper wizard feeling. And people think he's Slytherin's heir. I knew who it is. I could help them.
You must have some idea who's behind it all.
You know I haven't, Goyle. How many times do I have to tell you? But I know one thing. Last time the Chamber of Secrets was opened, a mudblood girl died. So I bet it's a matter of time before one of them is killed this time. I hope it's Granger.
Anyway, Draco, I'd best be going,
Going where?
to the hospital wing. Yes, that's it, the hospital wing. I've got a stomachache, and I need to get something for it.
Go on then. I didn't want you hanging around here all night with that pained expression on your face.
And so there is an
So
important
we can
little.
confirm Malfoy is straight up evil.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
You don't want us to call for Professor Snape, do you?
So yeah, this is girls' dormitory, so
You don't want us to call for Professor Snape,
we
do
can
you?
go over there. However, there is one thing we would have missed if we just went straight forward, and that is in a place that we can enter, and that is boys' dormitory. Interestingly, Gryffindor in this version of the game doesn't have a girls/boys dormitories.
They're very progressive that way.
Mm-hmm. And then they get regressive in the third game when they actually do.
We tried it. Not worth it. So Malfoy wants Hermione dead, probably so he can have Harry and or Ron to himself.
Probably just Harry, let's be honest.
I'd better try to keep my distance from the Slytherins and sneak out. If they spot me in here, who knows what might happen? Who knows?
So yeah, the game is very nice and saves it right there. Because otherwise this this section would be really like, I remember when I was little I had to replay this section a lot of times because I didn't exactly figure out that you can very easily escape through here. And by very easily...
I thought you were just gonna walk through the wall. I was so prepared.
I don't believe it's not it's impossible. But yeah, it is possible to run through this corridor because everybody's looking in another direction as long as you don't make too much noise.
The news that nearly headless Nick had been petrified spread through the school like a dark cloud when everyone got back from the holiday. If a ghost can be petrified, the students thought, then one is safe. The first years moved around the castle in tight-knit groups, afraid they might be attacked if they ventured out alone. A furious trade in talismans, amulets, and other protective devices was sweeping the school. In the meantime, Harry had learned that Draco Malfoy was not the heir of Slytherin. But if it isn't Draco, and it isn't Harry, who is it?
Hurry, Harry. It's time for our defense against the Dark Arts class.
Not his class again.
It'll be wonderful. Professor Lockhart is going to teach us Spongify.
I love it whenever in this game the sound just suddenly cuts off. It creates some of the most hilarious lines. If even ghosts can be petrified, then money's safe.